जय जिनेन्द्र। डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार जैन साहब, सारे जेएस के एस्टीम्ड मेंबर, आपने अभी इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया। एंड दे हैव ए वेरी wonderful profile and wonderful contribution to the Jain Darshana. Miss Purvi ji, or we will be missing, of course, Dr. Bhandari. He could not join. In fact, both Dr. Doshi and Bhandari ji, they are the main people with which I mean through which I came to know about this Jain Scholar Academy of Scholar. And when I have seen the proceedings of JS, I was very impressed. And I have seen many senior people have done lot of in-depth studies of Jain Darshana on various subjects. And well, I'm very sure that I'll be able to get a wonderful guidance and alignment of my work with Jain Darshana. I would request that going to give a presentation. It is about 24 slides. I'll be able to finish it in next 25 to 30 minutes. We would have discussion subsequent to that. And I would request that all the esteemed members, if they would like to suggest some modifications, some additions, or some suggestions with respect to my work, it will be very heartening to have that, maybe in the form of written communication subsequently, which I will be able to give the point of view how we are going to take care of those things. Should I? I will share my presentation now.
Yes, sir,
I'm
you are
sharing the
co-host.
screen. Yeah. Uh, uh, yeah. Is my slides visible?
Yes,
Okay. So, Jai Jinendra, this is with blessings of Pujya Gurudev Pravin Ji Maharaj Sahib. I welcome all the esteemed members of JS and all present here. The project Leshya is, we are trying to understand the consciousness connect, and it represents the unification of ancient Jain wisdom and modern science, a journey from silence to measurable resonance. And this work is aimed to decode the vibration of the soul, the Leshya, and bring it into the scientific understanding. This is the core work which we are proposing to carry out under this project. And of course, we expect faith and frequency will get united. Going to the vision and mission of this particular project, our vision is to establish India's first integrated center that connects the spirituality, science, and technology through Leshya research. The purpose is to make Jain Darshan measurable, to demonstrate that consciousness is not only philosophical but scientifically observable. We are not trying to define, we are not trying to measure the soul, we are only trying to understand this particular phenomena through the scientific principles which are known to us today. Now, to understand the Leshya, Leshya is basically the vibrational aura of the soul. Jain Darshana describes six types of Leshya, from Krishna to the brightest Shukla, Leshya. These patterns reveal the karmic tendencies, purity, and the states of consciousness. For our research, we treat Leshya not as philosophy, but as a functional, measurable resonance field. And we have shown in the picture that how we are expecting Leshya to work as a communication media, a communication carrier, and how does the communication of soul, with universe, with other soul can be understood by means of Leshya principles. The scientific hypothesis states Leshya is a measurable consciousness energy field. It parallels biofield science, including electromagnetic, thermal, and photonic activity. The findings which I have gone through, Dr. Vinay Jain's and Dr. Bhandari's paper, where Leshya theory and the Tripadi conservation principles, giving us a strong foundation for this work. The consciousness communication model. This is what we are trying to work out, that how there are three pathways, soul to soul, that is basically the empathy, intuition, even the telepathic phenomena can be explained once we are able to decipher these principles. The soul to nature, the harmony with plants, animal, and scared ecosystems, and soul to universe, receiving the inner guidance or the updeshas of past Tirthankars, the Mahavir Swami, and all. That is what is meant by communication between soul to universe, and we can call this as quantum internet of communicationness, consciousness. Sorry, our conscious core research components, our framework has got four pillars that is written here. Basically, we are trying to address the four types of four components of Leshya, that is Rasa, Gandha, Sparsh, and Varna, and trying to first understand the breathe, basically breathe the Gandha part of it. So because breathe is the one which depicts the pran. So breathe as a Leshya resonance model, BLRM we are calling it. Then we are trying to create one mobile platform which will have all the different type of sensors, and which they will be able to map the trees, animals, and the sadhak, maybe the Jain Munis, and capture the breathing patterns, and the patterns of those breathing patterns reduced through artificial intelligence. We will be able to work out the virtue characteristics of those particular patterns. This is what is being proposed here, and we have a AI algorithms which tries to give the uh, AI Lanchana resonance mapping. That is basically we are trying to decipher that how does our Tirthankaras are depicted with Lanchanas, and this Lanchana are assumption is that these Lanchanas not arbitrary assigned to them. They
आज के
actually
लिए
convey the vibrational signature of the Tirthankaras, which has so we are trying to decipher that with respect to measuring those signatures, and if we are able to decipher the virtue of Tirthankara, that would be a very innovative work, and that would lead to give us the validation theorem, which we are trying to validate it. The other theorem we are trying to propose is that we measure the breathing patterns or the Leshya signatures of Arham baby, that is the parents are Garb Sanskarit, and that baby, when it goes through the entire life cycle, and suppose such baby gets into Salekna, Santhara type, and if we are able to have those type of a breathing signature over a long period of time, that would give another algorithm. And these two algorithms with machine language learnings, if we are able to identify the patterns which are coming up and which can be assigned to the respective virtue of those Tirthankara, and validate this algorithm, that is the type of work we are trying to put into this project. The validation is through Aram Vidya Sadhana, what I was just now mentioning, and together these create a reproducible scientific workflow. So this speaks about that mobile Leshya mapping unit. So basically, it will be a solar-powered mobile platform and having the various type of sensors fitted into it, which measures the Leshya vibrations in monks, flora, fauna, and scared sites. We use these parameters like heart rate variability, photon emissions, EM resonance, and thermal signatures to capture the vibrational data even in the remote locations. This is what I was mentioning about AI Lanchana resonance mapping. So the our AI module studies the vibrational signatures and correlates them with the Lanchana, the symbol of the Tirthankaras. The output is a Leshya Lanchana atlas, a scientific way to understanding why certain symbols reflect specific spiritual virtues of the Tirthankara. The validation through Aram Vidya Sadhana, we are proposing that we use a rigorous pre and post meditation evaluation by measuring the physiological and vibrational parameters before and after Aram Vidya Sadhana. We verify Leshya modulations scientifically. These anchors our work in spiritual practice, not just instrumentation. The governance and ethics, they would play a major role because there is a very high chances that it can be misunderstood by the traditional Jain practitioners as well as other religions. So we are trying to say that there will be a oversight, a spiritual guidance, ethical oversight. The data and research hub is proposed at Pune, and the principles of ahimsa, transparency, consent, and seva, that would be strictly followed while carrying out this particular work. The intellectual property framework is proposed that philosophy is knowledge as seva, and the various algorithms will be taken for patenting, copyrights, and we are proposing that into open access. So there is everything is made available under a non-commercial, no open access model. The analogy of telemetry telecommand analogy is what is trying to put to understand, to explain in simple fashion. When the soul sends the intent outward, that is telemetry in present day communication language. And when the universe sends the guidance inward, that is the telecommand. Silence reduces karmic noise. Leshya act as the communication carrier. So this is the philosophy we are trying to work with, that explaining the Leshya as communication carrier, the content, and the communication protocol. The risk and resilience, like any advanced system, we have risk, noisy signals, misinterpretations, or ethical misuse. We mitigate this using multi-sensor redundancy, the ethical board audits, and spiritual cross verification. The impact and outcomes. The project brings these three transformations in terms of scientific, a measurable consciousness framework; in terms of spiritual, validation of Leshya and karmic theory; and social, ahimsa-based AI and systems for human well-being at large. The infinite Leshya continuum. The Jain text describes the Leshya extending infinitely across 33 Sagropam. That means Leshya is not just six categories, but a vast spectrum of vibrational purity. The highest Tirthankara field exists in this domain and providing a roadmap for inner elevation. Reconstructing the hidden knowledge, ancient Jain acharyas stored deep knowledge in cross-referenced anuyogas. Many concepts were coded metaphorically to prevent misuse. Using AI, we rediscover these patterns across Jain, Vedic, and other ancient civilization, and try to validate our model. The Leshya and continuity across life, Jain scriptures describes continuity of consciousness across birth. That is the Punarjanam. Tirthankara and monks could access past life through Leshya alignment. We study this as a signal continuity across incarnational resonance. The iconology of Tirthankara Lanchana, symbols like the bull, lion, or tree appear in many cultures. This suggests ancient access to higher Leshya bands. Each icon represents a vibrational archetype, a spiritual frequency, encoded visually. And we are trying to decipher this. And we expect if we are able to make some breakthrough here, that would be a would will give an opportunity to understand virtues of Tirthankara in a scientific fashion. Deciphering the Jain agams through Prakrit. Prakrit preserves the original sound frequencies closer to the Leshya tone. Translation dilute vibrational fidelity. Our AI reconstructs phonic frequency maps and builds a digital sound corpus for mantras signs. This work is being proposed, actually was part of this project, but there is a complementary project which is being undertaken by one organization here, and we are collaborating with them to understand Prakrit in the original meaning of the Prakrit in Prakrit itself, and trying to see if we are able to get some lead in this area. And why it becomes relevant today, because of today's quantum sensors, photonics, and AI finally allow detection of stable vibrations described in our structures. As we decode Leshya scientifically, we move closer to what we call the communication horizon, reclaiming the ancient, uh, uh, Gita like universal resonance, or like what Updeshas have happened, if we can, feel them, we can experience them through the vibrational signature, is what is the quantum horizon we are expecting. We got this detailed project report evaluated by Cider AI, and found a very encouraging success probability and readiness for taking up this particular project. And it will be put up to spiritual guidance, for the spiritual guidance, and see how we proceed on this. But what we would like to have is understand that is our direction is correct, are we on the right track, so that we are able to reach what we are expecting. And Upadhyaya Shri Pravin Rishiji Maharaj, he is quite passionate about it, and he is actually the person, he is the one who is driving it through the core. And we hope that with the help of scholars in Jain Academy of Scholars, we should be able to get a good guidance, and correct the path if we are able to, if we are not aligned with our Jain Darshana principle. So in essence, discovery is remembrance. Ancient masters practiced Leshya communication as lived science. And Project Leshya is not creating something new, it is rediscovering the continuum between faith and frequency. From Mahavira's Updesha to modern resonance, teaches the soul is its own witness. None else can purify it, like Aya Viniyami Savesi Appa Vi Samyavya. Gurudev Pravin Rishiji manifests this truth through his Arham Vidya sadhana, where inner purity becomes measurable resonance. Our project continues this divine lineage, translating silence into science. And this is in brief. We have Project Leshya as a consciousness connect, vision, method, innovation, and what impact it can give. Uh, I thank everyone for the kind attention and expect a wonderful guidance, blessings for this particular work. And I'm sure with your support, Project Leshya will define how humanity understands consciousness scientifically, ethically, and spiritually. Thank you very much. And I heartfelt thanks to each and everyone present here for sparing the time and see this. Of course, Dr. Bhandari could not attend today, but he was quite worried, and he said he will go through the complete recording of this particular talk today, and he would also give his points or whatever guidance he would be able to give. He would be putting forward, and I would be part of JS in now onward. So would look forward for your continual guidance. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr.